Hey everybody, this is Rick, Scottsdale Urban Farms, Scottsdale, Arizona. Happy Friday Eve. It's Friday Eve. My wife and I coined that as our date night, and it's always been a real kind of sacred night. It would allow us to get the weekend started a day early, if you will, and to really just to get things going, just so we could really just get things going. And I've always enjoyed Thursday nights. However, the last 2.5 years, I have been in school. My wife has been a professor in school, and we haven't. I gotta sit down. This is going someplace I didn't think it was gonna. We aborted date night because of our schedules. We made it up. We made the time up, but with our schedules, it can get really tough sometimes just to really be connected, to communicate, to stay in touch. How are things going? How's work? How's life? How are your folks? How are my folks? How are the kids? How are the grandkids? How are all your students? How is the farm? How's this? How's that? And you pick and choose what you want to focus on. But what I do know is what we focus on expands. What we focus on expands. We build on that. So if you're one to just really focus on your health, you're most likely really healthy. Focus on your finances, paying off debt, not taking on a lot of consumer debt. Especially, I just had something fall off my hat in the tree. It's going to be really important for people as we navigate through these times. These are very complex times. It's going to be important that families, that individuals stay focused on prioritizing and focus on self. This last 2 years, this project was only a dream. It was a pipe dream to create something that I'm in the process of creating on multiple levels, on design, on functionality, on purpose, what it will do on a lot of levels, how it will take care of us, how it will provide us food, how it will provide us income, how it will provide us an opportunity to serve those that are less fortunate. And that's all kind of the business side of it. But here's the other side of it. For me, what fuels me is that knowing that through lots of hard work and prayer and reflection, the reflexivity that is involved here is just amazing. And my number one focus here at the urban farm is the soil. It has always been the soil. What are we doing to be a steward of the land that has been blessed upon me? What can I do? That's one aspect of it. That's not all of it. That's one element of my gratitude, my being just really grateful for what I have. And what I have allows a space for me to experientially learn through project-based learning, which is a theory, a model for learning. And the particular program that I'm in, Doctorate of Executive Leadership at the University of Charleston, West Virginia, this program is a scholar practitioner program, meaning you have to do the curriculum, you have to do the work, you have to do the research, you have to collaborate, share, exchange, debate, get in arguments, and lead your way through these times of discussion and life that we're in right now within a good ethical manner, in a way that is appropriate to your audience and what the message that you're trying to portray. This farm has allowed me to come out and share my learning, what I'm learning with you. And one of the reasons that this is really so important to me is I'm in my doctorate, and I was struggling for the first couple of years. And everybody struggles, I get it. Everybody struggles. There's there's no doubt. It is so mentally tasking for the strongest of minds. And those that suffer with mental illness or learning disabilities, people with traumatic brain syndrome, traumatic brain injury, PTSD. There are those that suffer from anxiety, ADD, ADHD. There's a lot of reasons out there that people can struggle. Especially there is a heightened amount right now happening, an explosive amount of people suffering from anxiety, depression, people that perhaps wouldn't be normally what am I trying to say here? That wouldn't be predetermined, perhaps through genetics, shared through traits from generation to generation to generation. That happens. And that happens. And otherwise, it could be a situation or a circumstance or an event. Trauma can cause mental disorders and suffering. It's like a silent suffering, if you will. And for those that have ADD or ADHD, if you're listening out there, there are times where it feels like you're just on task. You're like, okay, I got to get this done. And this is what I'm going to do. And then you get going on it, and all of a sudden you got this great idea of how something could improve, perhaps not just what you're working on, but the end result. Again, beginning with the end in mind. So you explore that, and you look and see, will this work, or will this fit in within what I'm doing, or is it something that might fit for somewhere else? Well, it turns out that what I was thinking about because I was talking with a friend that was looking for something. I had an idea. We were discussing their research, and they had a question, and it popped up in my head, and that's why it was there. But I immediately scrub it. Does it work with what I got going on? No, it doesn't. Well, I'll file it, and if I'm online, I'll create a folder. I'll make notes. I'll open up a Word doc. I'll attach any kind of pictures, images, links, or whatever. I'll do like an annotated bibliography so I can come back to it and say, hey, this is what this meant to me at that time. Do I need this now? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. So I've always been a researcher. So being in my doctorate and having ADD and having ADHD, I went and got brain mapped. I spent about 8 hours in the clinic here in Scottsdale. it was fascinating. I'll do a video on that. I really will, because I walked myself through a self-intervention while sitting there, and it was quite fascinating, the process and the things that I was thinking about and absorbing and rationalizing, sense making, the meaning behind what I was hearing, and where did some of the thoughts and the triggers in hearing that, what were the triggers, and where did they come from? Was it a childhood thing? Was it a parental thing? Was it an experience? Was it the military? Was it relationships? What was it? What was the source, I guess? Where did it originate is really what it was all about. And again, categorizing those. I have the ability to categorize those types of things in meditation and in a lucid state. In meditation, to really do some deep thinking about the lessons that I'm learning here, about learning disabilities, about the challenges and the struggles and the examples of resilience throughout my life. I could write a book about resilience. I used to say it was just failing and getting back up and going after what I wanted. And I've always told myself, if you want something, you really have to want it. Like, Rick, you have to want it. And so I learned at a very young age to pursue things with a level of cautiousness. And because of having ADD, ADHD, I've had to learn to pick and choose my battles with thoughts from a cognitive thinking. And I just wanted to, explore more about that. So, but anyway, the lessons that I'm learning here on the farm are quite extraordinary. To take dirt and to make it a soil where life thrives. Like where life thrives. Worms are abundant. There's bacteria, there's germs, there's multiple life forms, there's biology. It's like a big, big experiment. And in school, one of my professors, Dr. White, taught a class. Title was Complexity and Sustainability. That class turned me on to complex adaptive systems. Complex adaptive systems. I'll do another video talking about that and how it stitches together with the different projects. I'll cite my sources in the future, but right now I'm just doing a little preliminary video sharing what's coming up, what you can expect. I'm going to present it in such a way that satisfies these scholars in the audience. And in terms of the practitioner, will be very, very much layman's terms. And that's going to be a challenge for me, is to find that balance of how to articulate the message so in such a way it satisfies my scholars, and in such a way that we get it. The people in the dirt. The people in the dirt doing the work from the practitioner side, from the being an urban farmer side. But I'll get it done. I'll get it done. Anyway, I just wanted to hang out and take a different approach, let you guys know there's a lot of change coming on this channel, and if there are those that choose to opt out, choose to unsubscribe, God bless you. I wish you the abundance of success and much happiness. And but this station, going forward, will be documenting my journey, my research. I'm going to do another video announcing this, but I'm just going to do a spoiler alert. Here it is. If you've made it this far, you deserve to know. How about that? I am going to be doing a qualitative autoethnography research about the urban farm, about technology, about some other projects that I work on that I don't discuss much on this channel because I have other channels for them that I'm in the process of building and developing for that specific audience. But there's a total of 5 different channels, and each of those are work in progress. They're all projects. I have 2 years worth of study and research and writing and being a practitioner in those fields, both digitally as well as analog, in like real life, just in the doing, planting trees and helping homeless and dog institutions, and actively involved in my ministry. I have a ministry, and all of those are in the process, I guess you could say, leveling up and taking it to a different level as far as producing content, being involved, being a part of the community, sharing the word within that space, being a support system ethically and honorably in all cases, and just doing the work with my hands, doing the work in my head, in prayer, meditation. So anyway, my brothers and sisters, you take care. Have yourself an absolutely wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out with me today. God bless you all. This is Rick.